Have you ever felt like an outsider, even when you're trying your best to fit in? Moving to Canada as an immigrant can be one of the most exciting yet overwhelming experiences. You bring your culture, skills, and dreams, but let's be honest, building trust in a new place, especially with people you have never met before, is no small task. Trust is not just about smiling and being polite, it's about actions, consistency, and understanding. And in Canada, there are some unwritten rules that can make or break how people see you. Don't worry, today we will uncover the secret ingredients to fostering trust with Canadians, both in your professional life and personal circles. And here's the good part, you don't need to change who you are. It's about small adjustments that show you're reliable, respectful, and ready to be part of the community. The first and foremost one is punctuality, the first step toward trust. If there's one cultural norm that Canadians universally value, it's being on time. But here's the catch, it's more than just being early or late, it's about showing respect for someone's time. Think about a scenario, you got a job interview scheduled for 2 p.m. In your home country, it might be acceptable to arrive 5 or 10 minutes late depending on the setting. But in Canada, that's a huge red flag. Employers might think you are unreliable or not taking the opportunity seriously. Even in social settings, this matters. Imagine you're invited to a dinner party. If the invite says 7 p.m., it's not a suggestion, it's the start time. Arriving 30 minutes late might seem harmless, but it can unintentionally send the wrong message. Here's a small tip, aim to arrive 5 to 10 minutes early for everything meetings, events, or casual get togethers. If you're running late, even by a few minutes, a quick text or call goes a long way in maintaining trust. In Canada, communication is all about balance. People appreciate honesty, but they also value kindness and respect. Let me share a personal example. Early in my career here, my manager asked if I could handle a project within a tight deadline. I didn't want to disappoint them, so I said yes, even though I knew it was unrealistic. Guess what? I missed the deadline. While my manager was understanding, I could tell it made them second guess my reliability. If you're ever in a similar situation, honesty is your best friend. Instead of overcommitting, try saying, I would love to help, but I may need a little extra time to do it well. Can we discuss the deadline that works for both of us? This approach not only shows transparency but also demonstrates that you care about the quality of your work. Actions speak louder than words, especially when it comes to trust. Canadians place a high value on reliability, and one of the easiest ways to build trust is to follow through on your commitments. Imagine this, you tell a colleague you will send them a report by the end of the day, but then you get caught up with something else and forget. The next day they're still waiting, it might seem minor, but small lapses like this can slowly erode trust. And to avoid this, prioritize what you have promised based on the agreed timelines. Use reminders, sticky notes, or even your phone's calendar to keep track of your deadlines. And if something unexpected comes up, communicate early and clearly. A simple, I'm running behind on this, can I send it tomorrow? Shows responsibility and keeps the trust intact. And Canada is proudly multicultural, but that does not mean everyone shares the same norms or expectations. Understanding a cultural difference is a key part of building trust. Take personal space, for example. In some culture, it's normal to stand close when talking to each other. But in Canada, people prefer a bit more distance, it's just their way of feeling comfortable. Similarly, oversharing personal details early in a friendship might make someone feel uneasy. But how do you navigate all of these? Through observation. Pay attention to how people interact, greet each other, or even handle conflicts. You don't have to change who you are, just adapt to the setting. It's like learning a new language. You're not losing your voice, just expanding your vocabulary. Sometimes it's the little things that leave the biggest impression. Canadians value kindness, and small gestures can go a long way in building trust. Imagine you're at a cafe and you hold the door open for the person behind you. They smile and say thank you. It's a simple act, but it sets a positive tone. And another idea? Show appreciation. If someone helps you at work, send them a quick thank you email. If a neighbor lends you something, Return it with a note or small token of thanks. These gestures may seem minor, but they are like deposits in the trust bank. One of the best ways to build trust is by showing that you are invested in the community. Join local events, volunteer for causes, or simply strike up a conversation with your neighbors. Being visible and involved shows that you care about where you live and people notice. Let's face it, trust isn't built overnight. It's quite a process that requires consistency and effort. And you might not see immediate results, and that's okay. Think of it like you're planting a seed. You water it, give it sunlight, and wait. Over time, it grows into something strong and lasting. The same goes for trust. Celebrate the small wins, a colleague inviting you for coffee, a neighbor waving hello, or a friend introducing to their circle. These are signs that you're on the right path. Building trust with Canadians as an immigrant isn't about changing who you are, it's about showing respect, reliability, and a willingness to connect. Be punctual, communicate honestly, follow through on promises, embrace cultural norms, and never underestimate the power of small gestures. What's one thing you will try this week to build trust in your community? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your story. Remember, trust opens doors to friendships, opportunities, and a sense of belonging. And thank you for watching Great Tales.